With the 2020 NFL season coming down the home stretch, you're starting to see teams make a couple changes around here. So you're seeing front offices get washed out, head coaches getting fired, or as well as being on the hottest of seats. Like seats that are so hot that you could toss them in water, make steam, and just generate power for the entire earth, right? But as of right now, we're going to take a look at the rankings for openings, general manager, as well as head coaches, but also who could be fired. But head coach. Right. So general manager, Jaguars 1, Falcons 2, Texans 3, and the Lions 4. So Jaguars are 1 because you have Shad Khan, who's a pretty solid owner. Although, I mean, moved to London. Probably not. Tom Coughlin is hanging around as a de facto president of team football operations or whatever, so you have to calculate that in. But you will likely have the number 2 overall pick. Plus, you do have an extra first and fourth rounder from the Rams in the Jalen Ramsey trade. And with number 2 overall, you will have your choice of quarterbacks besides Trevor Lawrence. Or hell, maybe you could honeypot the Jets one time, trade on up, get Trevor Lawrence, keep T-Law. Nah. And also, do have an extra second round and 2022 conditional 5th round pick from the Vikings for the Yannick the freaking Ngakoue trade. So cool. All right. So it's a lot of draft capital to work with, and the roster frankly does have some good young talent. So you got DJ Chark, you got Laviska Shenault, the rookie from Colorado. You got Jawan Taylor, you got James Robinson, the UDFA running back who came out of nowhere and is starring. You got Clavon Chason and CJ Henderson, 2 first-round picks from 2020, as well as you do have Miles Jack as your captain in the middle of that defense. So, I mean, there's a lot to like. There is. Plus, you do have the most cap space of all the teams heading into next year at $85.189 million, and you're not really saddled with too bad of contracts. You could say maybe Andrew Norwell, but he's fine. He's fine, right? So there's a lot of flexibility, a lot to like. Plus, being in Florida, no state income tax could be an additional sweetener for some potential free agents as well. Next up, so you got the Falcons at 2. Now, Falcons, I understand why they made a change. Extremely slow start, win at 0-5, and it just hasn't been the same since 28-3. But you love Arthur Blank as an owner. He does seem like the kind of guy who's not going to meddle. Like he does like being in the spotlight adjacent, but he's not going. He hires good people and he lets them work. And Thomas Dimitroff and company, they had a good run in Atlanta. But also the Falcons this year are probably going to have a top 10 pick unless they keep putting the bank thing on the Raiders. But also, you do have Matt Ryan, who still has a couple years left, but also you are saddled with his pretty big contract. You do have Julio Jones, who probably still has 5 years left, although injuries have always been a concern about Julio. They still continue to pile up. Calvin Ridley looks like a nice heir apparent as a wide receiver 1. Plus, they do have a fast and fun defense. Grady Jarrett is still one of the most underrated, underappreciated defensive interiors in the league. At Deion Jones at linebacker, plus A.J. Terrell, the rookie cornerback out of Clemson. You really like him. Plus, you have a solid pair of offensive tackles in Matthews and McGarry. So there's a lot to work with. But, the corpse of Todd Gurley is actually doing things, right? So I think that 2021, out of all these teams, Falcons probably have the best chance to win right away. And you do have a patient owner who doesn't like the meddle. So you always like that. Texans 3. So they could easily be 4, but also the Lions are the Lions. But Texans 3, even though you don't have a first or second round pick because of Bill O'Brien's genius, you do have Deshaun. So, I mean, that's half the battle, just having that franchise quarterback. And even though he got that big contract, in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to be that bad. Plus, unfortunately, you are inheriting sort of a bad cap situation. You're already $12 million in the hole. J.J. Watt wants to leave. I think that's fine. I think you could have a shot where 2021 is just sort of whatever, and you clear out some bad contracts, you let veterans go, and then you infuse as much young talent in this team as possible, as much as you can without first and second round picks, as well as ownership could potentially be up in the air after the passing of Bob McNair, so it could be sold, which is always dicey, another can of worms if there is new ownership. Lions are at the bottom. So, man, I don't know what it is. Like, I don't believe in curses, but you cannot win in Detroit. You can't. So you got bad ownership. You got bad free agent deals from the Bob Quinn era. They tried to make him the Patriots 2.0. Yeah, he had some okay drafts, but I mean, besides Babytron and Frank Ragnow and Julian Okwara and Jeff Okuda, like, who are you really excited about? Not much, right? Also, they're 22nd in cap space next year. Stafford, big contract. not big production. I don't know what you want to do there, but it might be time to start over in Detroit, possibly with that top 10 pick. Maybe pick up Zach Wilson or Trey Lance as your QB of the future. So the head coach rankings. So pretty easy peasy. Only 3 true openings right now with the Falcons, Texans, and Lions. And then we have asterisk by the Jaguars and Jets because, I mean, come on. So Falcons 1, you have opportunity to win right away. Julio, Matt Ryan, Calvin Ridley as well. Now, I think that there could be a shot that Raheem Morris hangs on to this job. I think that is a legit possibility. It will all depend on whoever the new GM is going to be. But yeah, if you want a chance to start fast out of the gates and have some immediate success, I think the Falcons will be a 1. Plus, you could potentially have a top 10 pick. 2 Jaguars. So you do. You're likely going to have the number 2 overall pick. You're likely going to get Justin Field. Oh, by the way, yeah, Doug Marrone's getting fired. I mean, come on. But you do have that young roster like we highlighted earlier, as well as you don't have that high of expectations. Plus, in the AFC South, I mean, you got the Titans, sure. But, I mean, are you really scared of the Colts? Not particularly. You really scared of the Texans? No, not really. So you would essentially have your choice. If it's Fields, is it Zach Wilson? You have your choice of whoever the hell young franchise quarterback you want besides Trevor Lawrence. Or hell, maybe you do trade up for him. It's crazy, right? Number 3, you got the Jets. So, I mean, this could be lower because it's the Jets, but you do get Trevor Lawrence. So that's the crown jewel of this potential job. But the drawback is your GM might be fired next year. I wouldn't be shocked if Joe Douglas is fired next season, even though he did. Even though he is taking Trevor Lawrence. I mean, Mike McCagnon. He got fired the year after he drafted Sam Darnold at 3. So Jets ownership isn't really about that life. Plus, is Woody Johnson going to have to sell the team? I don't know. So that is always up in the air as well. But also, you do have Mekhi Becton, the physical freak out of Louisville, as well as Denzel Mims coming out of Baylor. So you do have some pieces on offense around Trevor Lawrence. Plus, you have Seattle's 1st and 3rd in 2021 from the Jamal Adams trade. So that is a bonus. Number 4. So you got the Texans. You got Deshaun. That's about it. And it's going to be a tough year next year without that 1st and 2nd round pick. And I get it. Having a quarterback is half the battle. And also the same issues that we highlighted with the GM. Potentially new owners. You have cap issues. You're going to have to get younger on defense. So, yeah. But also I think it's a chance that Romeo Crennel hangs on to that job, interim, becoming the full-time head coach. And lastly, number 5. So the Lions, man. Bad ownership, bad cap situation. You're stuck with Stafford. You don't know if you can do better. You could easily do a lot worse, so you could potentially be stuck. But I don't know what it is, man. It's just a culture of losing, and yeah. I don't know why they fired Jim Caldwell. Makes 0 sense at all. But yeah, it's why the Lions are dead last for us. But that's it. That's our rankings of the current GM and head coach openings and likely head coach openings. So a recap: GM, Jaguars, Falcons, Texans, Lions. Head coach, Falcons, Jaguars, Jets, Texans, and Lions. Yeah, that Trevor Lawrence just really holding things up for the Jets, man. Yeah. But your thoughts on our thoughts on the rankings, let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work, pull some in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.